If you're like me, sometimes you look at your dog and you think, what in the world is happening inside that brain? Well, if I could tell you everything your dog is thinking, I bet you'd love it. Heck, I'd love it. I'd probably be rich too. Picture the headlines now. Dog trainer discovers a way to read your pup's mind. Oh, wait a minute. Dr. Dolittle already discovered that. Darn it. Well, no one can tell you what your dog is actually thinking. But based on a lot of research in the canine brain and behavior, we can give you some pretty good clues. Today, I'm going to go over some common behaviors that we see in puppies and explain them in detail. You're going to love it. You know what else you're going to love? My next video, and the one after that, and probably the one after that too. So hit that subscribe button to be gently reminded when they're out. Michele here with How to Train a Dream Dog. Now, before we begin with a few of these behaviors, I want to talk about context. The context of the situation plays a huge role in what the puppy might be feeling. It's so important to pay attention to what happened just before the behavior and what was happening in the environment during the behavior. And of course, what happened right after that behavior. Now, in the dog training lingo, we call that the ABCs. The antecedent, the behavior, and the consequences. These observations will often clue you into what's going on in that dog's brain. Be careful not to project your human thoughts and emotions onto your dog, because 9 times out of the 10, what you're thinking isn't what your dog is thinking or feeling at all. You're going to want to pay close attention to the full body of the dog. Now, most humans look at the eyes and the mouth and try to understand the dog, but the whole body will give you clues, including tail position, stance, head placement, and even the eye gaze versus the head direction. Now, if that sounds complicated, it can be if you don't know what you're looking for. Some people actually devote their entire career to understanding canine body language. It's like a second language with no Rosetta Stone. Okay, now that you're aware of the context and the body language, let's talk about our first puppy behavior, zoomies. If you don't know what zoomies are, you're about to find out. And you'll probably recognize it when you hear about it. Zoomies typically happen to younger pups. Now, my Cavalier Pickles, he is 3, and he hardly does them anymore. To be honest, I miss them. Zoomies are a short burst of energy that needs to be released. You might notice that zoomies happen in the evening, maybe around dinner time between 5 and 8 p.m. This is a natural behavior that is usually due to excitement or a lot of pent-up energy. Zoomies are not something you should correct. They're natural and should be given an outlet that fits into your human world. During zoomies, you could clear a room of anything dangerous, or take the pup outside on a long leash, or allow the puppy to run in a gated yard. Whatever you do, just find a way to let it happen safely. Pups might also have the zoomies right after a bath, as they feel fresh and clean and have an unnatural scent on them from that shampoo you used. This is also normal. Now, with zoomies, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. If you think the zoomies are bordering out of control or overstimulation, it's best to redirect your puppy to a cool down activity. Now, I review a lot of options in this video here. It's important not to take a pup directly from zoomies and then put them in their crate. This would be like taking you from the finish line of a marathon directly to bed. Your brain and your body are just not ready for that rest yet. Now, if the zoomies are getting too crazy, you might have tipped that puppy past the point of no return. Watching the schedule and paying attention to subtle cues in canine communication can actually help you determine if the zoomies are due to too much energy or being overtired. Now, recently, someone in my Facebook group, Puppy Training with Michele Lennon, asked about the zoomies. She said her pup had zoomies for 45 minutes. Well, I've got some news for you. Those probably weren't zoomies. That's not a sudden burst of energy. That's a really long time. Something else is going on there, and I'd have to ask more questions to find out what. Zoomies are usually much shorter before that pup burns out and crashes for a nap. Time to dig into another behavior. What about that head tilt? Have you ever seen that look from your puppy? Probably when you're talking to her, right? Many people think that it's just the puppy listening to them. That's kind of sort of true. When a dog hears something, her brain can tell which ear is farthest from the sound compared to the ear that's closest. So that head tilt could just be your dog getting a little closer to the source so she can hear you better. But she still doesn't know exactly what you're saying, unless you've taught her. It's like if you heard a bird call that you didn't recognize. You might turn your head to better understand it. You don't know what the bird is communicating to you, but it's a noise, and you're trying to figure out where it's from. Now, a lot of times the dog is tilting her head when a human is standing directly in front of her. So in this case, she might be listening for the tone we often use when we're happy with our puppies. The dog may be trying to focus in on the information to pick up on a word that she knows, like treat or walk. Do your dog a favor and try not to throw a whole bunch of words at her. Now, if you want her to do something and you've taught her the word, say it once and say it clearly, and give the dog a minute to register what it means and then what to do. But what happens if she doesn't do it? Well, that means you've got some more training to do. It's not that she didn't hear what you said, or that she's stubborn and refusing to do what you asked. It's that she's confused, or maybe not quite motivated to do what you want. So just take a step back in the training and you will get there. Researchers tell us that the dog's head tilt could actually mean that the dog is trying to see a little bit better as well. So after all, a dog's nose might get in the way of seeing well, more than our nose. So tilting the head could be a dog's way of keeping you in sight. Now, in my online course, one of the first games we teach is the focus game, which is rewarding the dog for looking at us. So the next time you're talking to your dog and she does the head tilt, take it as a sign that she's paying attention with both her ears and her eyes. And be sure to offer a reward, even if it's just a little praise and a nice little scratch behind the ears. All right, next up, let's talk about the toy shake. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. This guy, Lincoln, does this when his owners give him a new toy, and it cracks everyone up every time. But some new puppy owners are a little concerned when they see it for the first time. A lot of times this shake is accompanied by a growl, and they ask me, Michelle, does this mean my dog is aggressive or will hurt someone? The good news is, this is normal behavior. Dogs are predators by nature, and they have developed the killing shake. Think of dogs who are hunting for rats. This violent shake should break the rat's neck or back, delivering a quick kill. But the context for this situation plays a huge role. When you're in your living room playing, your dog knows he's not going to hunt for a rat. He's playing. Your dog is shaking the toy to tell you that they are having fun, and you should keep going. Now let's talk about another behavior. Has your puppy ever just stopped walking, sat down, and refused to move? Or maybe she laid down all the way, didn't get up, wouldn't get up, not moving, not budging? This is called pancaking, and it's a common sign of a puppy being overwhelmed and possibly scared. It's important to listen to a dog's body language. That's how they're communicating to us. So if we push our pups past their comfort zone, we could create some lifelong challenges with new things in new environments. So when we see this pancaking, it means it's time to take note of the environment and see if it can be adjusted to a less stimulating spot for the puppy. Now, if it happens on a walk, it means it's time to work more on leash skills back at home. Then slowly increase the levels of distractions before going out back on that neighborhood walk. And you can change environments to places that are outside but still very calm, like your backyard or even the garage, and eventually work maybe in your driveway. Now, this could take weeks or months and should only progress as your pup is 100% comfortable. Knowledge of canine body language will be important, so know when it's time to increase the distractions. So during this time, decompression walks might be the best way to get your pup some exercise. Now, you can learn more about decompression walks in this excellent video here. Now, let's talk about when dogs look at you with that guilty look. Like they know they've done a bad thing and they're ashamed. You can't spend more than a few minutes on social media before you run across one of those videos. Okay, here's the straight truth. These dogs are not experiencing shame or guilt. They're not. Nope, nope, and nobody know. Dogs don't feel guilt or shame. They are reacting to your tone of voice or your body language and trying to diffuse the situation, which includes looking away. Now, if a dog would feel shame, they would have to, 1, know what they did was wrong, 2, have some sort of reason they did it anyway, and 3, have some embarrassment, which means some concept of what others think of them, and 4, care about it. Could you imagine a dog worried about what the other neighborhood dogs thought of their new haircut? That is a little too complex for a canine brain. The simple truth is that dogs look like this because you are upset. You might say, but I didn't even say anything. You don't have to. They pick up on your body language long before you said anything. Now, it only takes a microsecond for the dog to notice that you have a strong emotion. They might even smell it on you. Yes, smell it. Dogs can pick up on chemical changes in our body. And when you get frustrated and overwhelmed or upset, changes occur in your body that your dog can detect. So, your dog's expression of looking away or putting his head down is him trying to calm you down by saying that he is not a threat. So the next time you see one of those videos, give it no attention. Don't even comment because that's just increasing its social media reach. Just keep scrolling. All right, ready for the next behavior? Are you loving these? Well, show me some love by hitting that subscribe button. All right, have you seen your dog do this? Some people think that the dog is uncomfortable or distressed, or if she's in her crate that she's trying to get out. Well, the good news is that most of the time, none of these things are true. Again, the context plays a huge role in understanding this. But if your dog is in the crate and is due for a nap, you might see this, even on the plastic flooring of the crate. It's their attempt to make the space more comfortable or to their liking. What could also be happening is that your dog is marking the bed. But it's not in a bad way though. So a dog's foot pads have glands in them which give off a unique odor. When your dog digs or scratches the area where they're going to sleep, it allows her to mark the area with her scent. Fascinating, huh? Now, this is totally normal, and you can just let your pup do it as part of the settling in process. Your dog might also be doing it for comfort, especially if she's an older dog and is graduated to a bed in the crate. Now, if your dog seems to be digging when excited, this could be a form of play. Many dogs love digging, and it's actually a great activity that helps strengthen shoulder and core muscles. So if your dog loves to dig, it's important to give him an opportunity to do it. Some people build a dig box or create a pit with a large stone around it to establish a dig area in their backyard. Other people create dig boxes out of household items that can allow for the digging behavior, but in a safe and productive way. It is important to supervise your pup and redirect them to the appropriate location if they try to dig elsewhere. Now, there are several students in my online course who have purchased this fun toy for their diggers. Now, it is a little on the spendy side, but they say it holds up to all that tough play and their dogs love it. I have put a link to it in the description below this video in case you want to check it out. All right, I have 2 other behaviors to tell you about before we finish today. Now, I get a lot of questions about the collar, and people usually say, Michelle, the collar seems to irritate my dog. She's always scratching at it. Now, I can see why they'd think that, but a more common reason for the scratching is actually stress or confusion. Sure, the material could be irritating, but there's a layer of fur protecting the skin, so that's not likely what it is. More likely is that the collar is new to the dog, and she's just showing she doesn't know what it is or why it's there. So when introducing the collar or harness or even a jacket or a sweater, you want to take the process slowly. And you're going to try to allow time to create a positive association with it. Now, with the harness or the collar, you might have to put it on before she's really familiar with it. But you can take it off again right after that potty break. Then be sure to work on desensitization when she's not wearing it. We actually have a lesson in my online course all about desensitization to the harness or the collar. It's in the section where we go over leash skills. Okay, the last behavior I'm going to cover today is that look she does when she's going potty. Many people are sure that their dog is going potty inside out of spite because she stared at me and then she let loose right in the house. Sorry, Charlie, that's not spite. Dogs aren't capable of that emotion either. Staring at you when she goes to the bathroom is actually instinctual. It's her way of saying, hey, can you keep an eye out while I'm in this vulnerable position? Now, if she's going potty in the house, it just means that you'll need to revisit the 4 fundamentals of potty training. Now, you can get some great tips in my new puppy starter kit, which is in the link below. Don't you wish we could keep chatting about this fascinating topic? It was one of my favorite classes when I was getting certified, and I love teaching this stuff. We actually talk a lot about it on Zoom calls with our pro level students in my online course. So if you liked this video, you will love the course. All right, in the comments below, tell me which one of these behaviors have you seen from your dog?